Moving on to Miramar, where the sun is beating down on 64 players and 16 teams, but only one will become victorious and grab themselves that chicken dinner. But before we get into that, we're going to look down the standings as Airstation Mike. They take a significant lead now. 13 points in total ahead of Northern Lights. They'll be happy with that, considering how that second game just went for them.
Of course, and it's mainly down to the fact that in the first two games, we've had two winners that were in the lower half of the table, the very lower half as well, which was PG18 and 4 Kings. And because the teams in the middle part didn't really do super heavily well, we're not seeing huge shifts in the overall standings. The biggest winner was definitely Red Foxes. They moved up to 4th overall after a strong second game in their angle. But now this is Miramar who is going to come out on top. That playing trajectory, very central, allowing these teams to get to pretty much wherever they want to.
Yeah, no, everyone's going to be happy with that. No complaints at all. I want to see if we're going to get an Impala team going early on to here, because Impala is always a nice location for me. It's a way for giving a good rotation no matter where. Because of how this pans out for Miramar, you can get up to the north if you're having to deal with any hardships, go down to the south, and also make sure you can get over towards the island like Los Higos as an example. But we are going up north. There are no teams going off towards Impala just yet, but there are a fair amount of teams up in the north already, so this isn't too bad at all. It's these ones that are very far down the south, the likes of Unique and No Tag Team. They will have to plan their routes out in advance and make sure they can come all the way across. You'll probably likely see No Tag Team go far out towards the west and Unique all the way across the east and just take their time with it, because there is still a lot of space here where teams won't occupy.
There is, but what I do kind of worry, we saw them in one of the games in our angle, roughly, not directly in the same area, where the center of the circle wasn't actually that strong to hold on to in the center. So we had a lot of teams on the edge of the circle, and I worry that could be a similar case here for these teams. But right now they'll take their time, as you pointed out, look to loot up, find that kind of high ground, find that compound, and see where the next couple of phases take us.
I must be tired, Cormac, because when that flashed up with a casino, I just realised for a second that I was commentating PUBG again, and I'm not actually like potentially going to a casino. That was like some real Inception kind of stuff going on there.
Maybe if it, maybe if you are, imagine you're in a casino and just, you're gambling your way through this.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Gambling my way through lack of sleep.
I reckon it feels like a casino for some of these teams sometimes, because it's a gamble of where they go.
Yep.
And how they kind of rotate. Even though all these players are so knowledgeable with the game, they're confident. It is sometimes a gamble where you make that call, you make that positional play. The IGL says, okay, look, we're going here. We know this area of the map. Next phase, it shifts in the opposite direction, and then you're kind of scratching your head going, really, that gamble didn't pay off.
Yeah, and it always comes down to who's going to be able to react fast enough to it as well. And I think this is the difference between some of the top-level teams to this and the teams that are still learning their way through contenders. Because, yes, when you're playing a public game, you don't take it as seriously in the sense of what risks you're taking and things like that, right? You might take bigger risks because you know it doesn't mean as much. But when it's games like this, you can almost, especially as in-game leaders, they have to be so confident with their decision-making. Otherwise, you end up second-guessing yourself, and you don't want your team not to be confident in you as well. So generally, the best teams have these kind of setups where they say, if this happens, we're already doing this. And they kind of try and plan the next couple of steps ahead. Yeah, and they always know that, okay, if it does hard shift here, we're instantly going to this position.
Yeah, of course. So if you can, the quicker you react, the quicker you get a better position, the quicker you can potentially take a team out, and the quicker you just climb the ranks in the overall standings. And it's so important for you to be able to do that. One team that I've been very impressed with doing that, mixed with aggression, has been Red Foxes. They've really kind of reacted very effectively to these circle shifts, but they've also been aggressive enough that when they have a team in front of them, they're not afraid to look to kind of push their way through, not dance around them, but just to essentially drive through with their guns.
And that's the thing, right? When we're talking about rotations can be so difficult for a lot of these teams because of the way Miramar pans out. But it also makes for some very interesting choices when you do see teams like post up on the roads and just wait for teams to come, right? It's like bandits on the highway just waiting for you to roll on by. We've seen it many times before, and it can truly mess up teams' rotations, send them off to a direction they didn't even plan to be going anytime soon.
And it even touches upon, like you said, about why teams kind of just pop shots off in the direction of their opponents. And it's not, of course, if you can get those shots off, perfect. But the main focus is to just kind of push those teams away from your location and say, hey, this is my land. You go near it. I'm going to throw a Clint Eastwood and just say, get the hell off my lawn.
Yes, indeed. You want to make sure you've got a bit of scare tactics in there somewhere. There's already Unique making their way up, as you can see, and we said it. They're going to go across to this eastern side. No tag team going up across the western side. They are going to meet brute force, though, and they want to ensure that they stick together a little bit more than potentially rolling into a team, because especially O'Connell, he's all the way up in the front at the moment. And the problem we have on rotations like this, when it is such a vast rotation all the way up in one direction, is that if one player does get picked off early, then you're going to really struggle to actually be able to defend him and help out with the rest of your team.
Especially on Miramar, where you go outside of the road on those vehicles, it's a slower progression.
Oh, yes.
It's a slower route, and it's a lot riskier, which is why it's so important to stay together as a four-man team or in those multiple vehicles. But tell you who wasn't together as a four-man team, that was MJ-Esports, and Mini gets spotted out and taken out by BetterLuckNxTime.
A nice easy one for them to pick up straight away. They took a bit of damage, but they'll heal themselves up. And MJE, they don't want to fight into this anymore. They'll just know that, okay, he went, that's fine. We need to continue on with our game plan. We're just one man down. But they want to ensure that they don't get themselves surrounded now, because they've just started escaping BetterLuckNxTime, but they've also got Red Fox close by as well. And as they start to rotate their way out, they could find themselves going into another team.
It's always risky, and that's why, again, it comes down to being reactive as an in-game leader. If you find yourself being put under pressure, or if that one-person scout kind of goes off and gets spotted out and taken out, it's kind of like, okay, we need to react because we're now only a three-man team. And in Miramar, I think that's so much more vital to stay as a full squad, because it's such a vast open land where peaks and position is so important, and having that vision. You lose one member. Really
Stratus, he's chipped the car.
Pressure. Feels bad, man.
Looks like he was able to escape, but who isn't going to be able to escape is AmerouuS. He's going to be found out, and that's a second player going down now. And this is good start, a hugely good start now. Kissick and the team, they're taking the fights out in the open. They've got a lot of high ground to work from here, and they're just trying to spot out as much as possible.
BetterLuckNxTime having a much better start to Miramar compared to their first two games in their wrangle today. Picking up 2 kills, 2 more points for their run. And considering that they had kind of slightly dropped down in the standings due to good results from the likes of 4Kings and PG18, although they are still ahead of 4Kings. They're in 8th place overall with 88 points. Look, not to sound like a broken record, but every point does matter, and I'm sure they want to get into the top 8. They are a PEL Open team. They're ready to prove themselves. This is the perfect opportunity.
And that is what Contenders is all about. Now, Jokers, the Boom, we can see him from afar. He's got covers from the dips that's across all of Miramar there for now, but he's pushing himself further forward here, and he's looking to try and take the fight. But he would be heavily outnumbered if he continues to push into these teams.
I was expecting a couple of more squad engagements, considering how far north that Phase 1 circle was. But I think overall, every team has kind of played it quite intelligently with their rotations, bar the odd 1 or 2 player. But now we see PG18 with this Phase 2 circle shift still actually going quite up northwards. PG18, Team MOOPHEUS hold that center high ground.
Now, what's interesting while we've got the map stream up here is that No Tag Team and Unique, both on the longest rotations across, they're still only just getting out the blue and starting to push their way in, but they're not close to getting in the circle just yet. MJ-Esports, we saw them lose Mini early on. Junu, he's now going to be taking some shots, but he's also getting fired back at. He's going to jump in his car and try and find himself another way in, because he knows he doesn't want to take that risk and lose out in one of these battles early on.
KJ Jokers look just a bit more on point today. they look a little bit sharper compared to last week. And now they're firing in the direction of ELGIGANTEN, but return shots pushes the Jokers away for now. And they'll just kind of look to stick where they are. They're inside circle. They don't really have to worry too much. There's no team also outside the circle around them.
Four Kings again going for the 3-1 with Manny being the more solo player out here. He's the one that's scouting ahead, getting the information from and passing it on. And what this enables teams to do is have a better awareness of what's going on around them and find some of those maybe clearer compounds. And actually that's what Manny has just done. But ghostar found ToWzErA.
Wow.
Spraying him down, and ToWzErA didn't even have a chance to react. He shot a few bullets back. His teammates aren't that close to him. Jazza's only just been able to run up now, but it's all too late. Damage has been done, but ToWzErA was stolen away by the boom, so his Jokers will actually pick up that kill point.
Oh, right place at the right time, right peak at the right time. Take it away from ELGIGANTEN, and now Northern Lights down in the southward compound from where BetterLuckNxTime are. As we see KnorkiS knocks down Apocalypse from Istanbul Wildcats. Istanbul Wildcats not having a good day so far. Rough couple of first games in Erangel, hoping to turn it around in Miramar. We saw, I saw Laza in the first 4 days of Group B pulled a fantastic 1v4 in Miramar against Four Kings. Hoping something similar can happen, only potentially as a full squad in today's game in Miramar.
Now, I really like that from KnorkiS. He got the knock. He then knew he was a bit outnumbered and it would be hard for him to actually pick up the final kill. He was trying as much as he could. Then he saw he was spotted out by the other Wildcats. And now he's just decided, I'm going to go back to my teammates. You can see now he's just driving up and he wants to play the smart game. Yes, 1 kill point is great. But if you go down early, it's just a 1-for-1 trade and that doesn't benefit you or the team at all.
Exactly. Especially as full squads are so much more impactful in the map of Miramar, in the world of these desert mountains. Team MOOPHEUS, they're getting ready. They're primed and loaded for what this next phase will give us in the next 5 seconds. All the while MJ-Esports still fighting against the blue zone. It shifts up northwards, and now Team MOOPHEUS are already on the move. There's huge potential in the center circle in that compound. Red Fox are towards the north side, and now Brute Force are on the very north side in a bit of a 2-on-1 split.
This southern side is going to be so contested ever so shortly. Look at how many teams are moving there currently, and they're all going to be working their way for the same spots. And because there's only multiple entrants you can take here, this is going to be so difficult to actually try and fight from. ASM, they're trying to currently run away, but they're just getting tapped down by Clib and Tempest. E-Hop, huge potential. He knows where Double is, throws out the Molotov, but he's taking loads of damage. Hawkey's found him, and Kajorum's going to be the one to get the knock-in. That was brilliant work from them. Double, he was locked down, he was stuck behind the rock. Lots of bullets and grenades coming out towards him, but he's still managing to stay alive, and his teammates backing him up as best as they can.
I was going to say, I think the revive should come out for E-Hot to keep them as a full squad, but Double is now flanking around a little bit more, trying to throw another grenade out, all the while recurrent from PG-18 getting a kill onto getting a knockdown onto Hawkey. And yeah, this is Double not only getting a kill onto E-Hot, but another knockdown at the hands of huge potential.
This has cost MOOPHEUS so much though.
Yes.
This is not what they would have wanted. They went up and fought against PG-18, and then they realized, okay, we're now fighting on 2 sides, and we need to get out of here. Then they got pinned down, and you saw Dees continues to push up. He had no fear at this point. And MPS, they're just looking to try and group up. They're now in a 1-1.
It's kind of like they got together to move from the rotation, from the circle shift, but they got distracted. But they didn't get distracted as a full squad, if that makes sense. It seems like maybe there was a little bit of miscommunication coming out from Team MOOPHEUS. It didn't pay off. They lost 2 members, and as you correctly pointed out, the final 2 are actually in a 1-on-1 split. All the while, ELGIGANTEN, multiple people in that vehicle. MOORPHEUS gets knocked down, gets taken out from the tab.
No tag team. They've been tagging players up, but they've not got the frags just yet. 0 kills as of now, but Yannick, he's not done just yet.
No.
Artix is still hiding behind that rock, but his teammates are nowhere near. And Yannick certainly isn't going to let him get close. O'Connell has to be very careful. He can hear the rotation that they're going to be trying to make around him, but it's how he wants to try and engage in this, because he is outnumbered, and again, he's not got his teammates that close to him.
Yeah, O'Connell, the Italian stallion, one of my favorite players in the contenders. A huge fan of what I saw from him back in phase 2. Ooh. That's double. Gets knocked down and taken out by Red Foxes, working very well together, and that leaves Team Moves down to just one player. That is Reggie Birdo in the center of the circle. Oof, that's tough.
Yeah, a little bit more towards the south, which is going to help some of these teams that are only just rotating.
True.
And we said how difficult that rotation was to make their way all the way up north. So this is evened out to give them a bit more of a fair ground there. What I just loved from Red Fox that we saw, by the way, was the knock comes in, and then his teammates were shooting back at him, and his teammate was then able to pick up the kill for him because he wasn't being focused on. So just a nice bit of communication there. It's a very small detail, but that's how you do ensure that you get the kill point rather than having to back away from it and not actually take the fight.
Teamwork makes it dream work, James.
Oh, big time. Big time, big time, big time.
Now, Team Unique, last week they got a fantastic chicken dinner on Miramar. They hold as a 4-man squad the compound and just the north side of the circle. It's down a little bit of the hill. They're going to fire in the direction of Istanbul Wildcats, who are shifting in as a 4-man squad going in between Unique, Airstation Mike, but Airstation Mike Hugstar is kind of on his own, so he's not going to be too aggressive. All the while, O'Connell still being put under pressure by Faultlessly of BetterLuckNxTime.
Now, we're nearly at 17 minutes. We still have 16 teams, but only 51 players up within it, as Stratos is the next one to go down. And Clib, he's up to his old tricks again. Now, Clib in phase 2 was able to land so many headshots with the bolt action snipers over and over again. This man was a menace. If we can see that form come out here on Miramar, then I'm scared for a lot of the other teams here. And I'm also scared for MJ-E because more and more of those players continue to drop down. They can't be far from elimination.
Yeah, we know that MJ do love to go for the splits, and it can work out for them. I've seen them get some fantastic results with that strategy. I just think in Miramar with those rotations and the circle being kind of so far north as it was and has just shifted on upwards, hasn't paid off for them in this game. But Northern Lights, 2 bad games so far in Miramar. Still a 4-man squad going into the 18-minute mark of this game, looking to put PG-18 under pressure, but they are outside the circle. So there's a certain level of gatekeeping successfully happening so far from PG-18.
Yeah, plenty of time being bought here for PG-18.
Yep.
Loads of nades being used, and it's where Northern Lights have to be careful they don't stack up on each other too much,
True.
especially with how much damage those nades can do. Current nade meta is quite a wild one at that, and I love this from the Wanderer. Go and group back up. Get yourself together. Now D's needs to swap across as well, because you need to fight this on an even kill.
And I kind of would like to see Recurrent maybe flank around from the side of the wall to provide another angle, because I'm more of a fan of a 1-1-1, splitting that situation to protect that compound. But now, Red Fox again popping off, again getting killed whenever they get the chance, this time on default. We'll see from BetterLuckNxTime, who are just down to, I think it's fake, because they're that fight. Oh my god!
Grishka, what a good spray control there. You take fate out of the sky and you make him pay the price with his life. He goes down, and that was a nice one to be had, but still, it's just 1 or 2 players dropping off. No teams going out just yet.
No.
O'Connell's the next one to fall, and again, it's Red Foxes. They're up at 3 kills. Northern Lights, though, the pressure is on, and they are going to be pushed out here. Spyro, very low, he's down. Not finished off just yet. Okay, bro. Trying to heal himself back up. The deep yet to push in. Perfectix working his way around the side, hoping he can catch some of the PG-18 players. Maybe overextending and pushing themselves further forward than what they could expect. Perfectix could do so much damage here. Is he going to be able to get the drop on him, though?
And also, for these 2 squads, time is running out because the next phase shifted once again up northeasterly, and they are going to have a bit of a tough run up. So whoever looks to make this push, they will want to get it as quickly as possible, because otherwise both teams are going to find themselves against a blue, taking that tick damage, which is never too good.
Especially at phase 5, they can't afford to be doing it. And okay, they've got 10 seconds. This isn't going to be over in time. This isn't going to work out for him at all. Perfectix, he gets found in the smoke. Deez is able to get the damage done. And Northern Lights, they now need to make a big reaction to this. The spray coming out from OK Bro. He's able to land some shots, but it's not enough. He's on 3 health, and he's still being pressured in every single way. Spyro, despite him being brought back to life, he may not be alive for too much longer. That circle's going to start moving, and these guys are in a hell of a lot of trouble.
All the while, Tempest 2-man Tempest team ready to pick up the pieces as Clib does knock down OK Bro, but it does get taken away, the kills from PG-18, leaving just deep in there, but with not a lot of health, facing that tick damage from the blue, is going to heal himself up. Oh, well, BetterLuckNxTime are the first team to be eliminated in 16th place.
Not what they would have wanted. That is now a double out of 3 games. Yeah. They've had 2 games where they've gone out in 16s. Red Fox is the next ones to go down. I think they ended that on, what, 4 kills in total, maybe? Less than ideal for them. PG-18 are going to go out quickly as well. And this is what happens, right? We're at phase 5. There were so many teams up, and it's just elimination after elimination here.
Brute Force go out in 13th place. Suddenly we're down to 12 teams, 29 players. What was it? 3 minutes ago, we had 50 plus? That's in just in a matter of minutes. They just Thanos snapped into thin air, but KnorkiS gets that spot off of the Yannick.
And the nade that was thrown then as well, right? Even though it didn't connect to do too much damage, that was ensuring that there was pressure applied from all sides, and he had nowhere to escape from. Really well handled from them.
Now Hjort, Tempest still full squad, looking for a Jazza. MJ, as far as I know, that's the final member of MJ-Esports. As Northern Lights do go out, he suddenly loses his life to play zone. It was bound to happen, unfortunately. And Northern Lights not having a good day.
Doesn't matter if you're at the top, doesn't matter if you think you are one of the best teams in this server. You have to show it every damn day you're here at Contenders.
Yeah.
And they've not been able to do it so far today. There's only 1 more map remaining, and they will need to recollect their thoughts if they want to come back stronger on the next one as we go over towards Sanhok. But we've still got 11 teams in this. The circle is shifted all the way out towards the eastern side now, a little bit more towards the south and the north. There's there's actually, 2 compounds left within it. The Wildcats have 1, and ASM Hugstar, the solo player, has the other. And it's a pretty big compound he has to himself there. Doesn't look like any other teams will come to challenge him just yet, but this is such an open area to fight from. This is where it gets incredibly chaotic, and you can see it even here for the Wildcats. There's such a big window that they can't find spots to hide in. Lars has jumped up high, but Wookie Bookie is looking to do as much damage towards him. If he had a nade now, you know damn well he'd be throwing it.
Yeah, and what has been impressive at the hands of Tempest is that they've been very careful at peeking too much. They've thrown grenades where they've kind of had to try to get those kills, but they've also been very selective with where they've been peeking. As a grenade goes through, give it connects onto KnorkiS. All the while, Marcelek does return, takes down Gibbet, and no tag team eliminated in 11th place.
This is looking like a good game from Tempest. If they can bring Wookie Bookie up, they could be on for a sure thing of getting plenty of points just alone off the kills. They're up at 5 so far. There's a smoke going down, and Hanny's pushing forward to bring him back up. As Alreen,
perfect,
able to do the damage onto Higgy. Nicely done, even with the car in his way. And 4Kings, despite winning that previous game, they'll be out in 10th.
Yeah, but Alreen is just one of 2 huge potential players left standing. Follow with Grinhawk. All the while, Team Unique, as I said. Oh, just as I say that, KnorkiS with that bolt action knocks down Standing.
Can get the finish off onto him, and that's what they'll be looking for next as ghostar. He's got multiple targets to look at here. He doesn't know who to fire at first. He's trying to get the kill off on there. Was that stolen away from him?
No, it was his
teammate took it. There you go.
Marcelek took it. Again, I know. That's the thing.
It was so close. Tempest were popping at him as well.
Oh my lord, that leaves Grinhawk on his own, prone down. Hugstar did get a knockdown onto the boom with the grenade. That's kind of ironic. The boom felt the boom of the grenade, gets knocked down as Tab is now in the open. So it's just Moon and the Tab left standing for Jokers.
Now, that nade that the Tab just threw them, kind of a bit of a random fire-off. He didn't actually have information there was a player, and he was just hoping for it. And considering that was his last nade, probably not the best use of it at all. We'll watch KnorkiS go down, but ELGIGA trying to return some cover fire onto Unique, who, yes, they've got a dip to hide behind, but ever so surely, There are multiple teams who have got the high ground and know exactly where they'll look. So the moment they pop up, they're going to be in a world of pain.
All the while, Jazza from MJ-Esports is still in it. Now, I know there's 9 teams, so placing points aren't in contention just yet. But you got to say where credit is due to Jazza. Stayed out of trouble, stayed behind that rock, but he's now going to have to make his way into the circle as it's out in the open for phase 7. The high ground that Tempest held onto it. They're now going to look to go downhill, and that's not going to be too good for them. They're going to have to navigate that very cleverly, maybe split up.
Well, they just need to send one player down while the other two provides cover and then try and do it vice versa. That's the only way out of this. But ELGIG, they're not going to find any way out by the looks of it, and they're the next ones to go down. Very quickly done, and solid stuff from Unique. ELGIGANTEN out in 9th.
That does help Tempest's cause a little bit, because it's another player, it's another team, and that could potentially stop them from going into the circle. All the while, MOORPHEUS did get taken down in 8th place, so we've got 7 teams, 12 players alive. I was going to say it's still healthy for the Wildcats, but those shots connecting so beautifully with that mini 14.
Klib dealing all the damage, taking pot shots through the window. He knew the smoke was down, but he was aware they don't have too many places to hide, and well, he's looking to do some more damage here as GR landing the shots, finding himself 3 kills and eliminating Team Unique.
And considering Unique were kind of a full squad for the majority of this game, were very safe up in the north. Hey, just really got put too much pressure too quickly as Jokers get eliminated. 5 teams, 7 players. Hugstar still inside the circle in that compound. Hjort and Tempest doing so much work on this high ground, connecting every single shot they can. As Genzo gets knocked down, it was bound to happen, right? He was just popping so much of those shots, so much of those bullets were connecting. It was a matter of time.
Well, he had the high ground, he had the angle on him as well. He had all the information that they were going to be in there. And even without nades, he was able to flush them because they were having to fight on multiple sides. Now, look at this. We have 2 players left at the moment, currently from Tempest. Everyone else is solo. The thing here is they need to be able to deal with Tempest. Now, they're not going to know this, but if they can jump up on Tempest at the same time, then this can turn this into a crazy even fight. But at the moment, Tempest have the high ground. They're just outside of the circle. Klib's got to move further in. But they also know that GR Hawk was close because he made so much noise taking down Unique.
Exactly. And what's going to be tough for Hugstar is he does have that wall to his side.
GR Hawk's like, nope, I'm not poking that again. He's got Klib throwing nades at him now.
I think it's wise for Grunhold to possibly look to rotate and reposition, but he knows because he's a little bit downhill, a little bit more out in the open than the likes of Tempest, that the second he repositions and it's in the wrong direction, his head is going to be popped off. I think it's just a matter of, you know, it's kind of playing the waiting game for the likes of Greenhawk, Ojala, and Hugstar. The good thing is that actually, well, okay, Hugstar has managed to get into the circle, but basically those shots prone down. Managed to survive for now.
Oh, GR Hawk's got to be so careful. Damage done. He's going to be hiding once again. Trying to use the rocks to give him some further cover. More nades getting closer. Oh, and it wasn't. It was too high up, but it doesn't matter either way because Hjort was ready for him to make a move. Huge potential. Go out in 4th. GR Hawk trying to do God's work. Did pick up a good amount of kills, but it wasn't meant to be.
Now they're on 9 kills with 2 players left standing. 2v1v1. Hugstar and Ojala. Can they make it double digits?
Ojala's loving life. He's been chilling. He's heard all of it. He knew exactly where they were, but now he may have not expected Hugstar, who can't seem to land the shots. Ojala wasn't even looking at him. You have to hit those shots, Hugstar.
Especially considering, like, Hugstar is one of the top fraggers in Group B, and he's been impressive, and that's one of the first times I've seen him really kind of not connect those shots. And he might pay the price because now Ojala has not. Actually, no. The blue zone is going to.
Ojala run. He just took so much damage. He got knocked down to 21 health just from the blue zone. He wasn't ready for it as Klib's finding the damage onto Hugstar as well. And Klib's looking to push forward. He spots him though, and that's a beautiful shot. Klib, he keeps his eyes open. He's not going to be surprised. He shoots one shot. Ojala took all the damage from the blue, and now Tempest. In a 2v1, they've got 10 kills already. They're pushing forward to this. What can Hugstar do? Surely he can't be able to pull this off. Shots coming out towards him. Only 11 damage done, and Hugstar has to jump back down. More shots coming out towards him, but Klib, he's not overextending. He's not over-peaking this at all.
Right?
Hjort's coming around the side. The smokes are down, but it's only going to provide limited coverage. He's going to avoid the grenade going out, and Hugstar pushing his way up. He wants to take this fight close range, and more nades coming out towards him. Hugstar's trying to stay up. 63 health. He's continuing to push forward. He's not even going to try and med his way up. Klib knows exactly where he is. The headshot is landed, and they will get the win with 11 kills. Tempest getting it done on Miramar.
I said they could. They pushed through. It was bound to happen. And considering when we saw an Erangel in the previous game where they were quite passive, it's a turnaround. And I'm really happy that they kind of put in that fight in this game and they really push on forward. And it's kind of like, makes you think if they had done something similar in Erangel, would have been a much better result. But Ojala staying on his own, Hugstar staying on his own, and of course Huge Potential staying on their own in the final moments.
Yeah, it was interesting, right, when it comes down to those last few fights that we got to see there, that these teams were kind of helping each other out. Like Tempest, they only had 2, where Unique had 4 at one point. GR Hawk took 3 of them out on his own as a solo player. Imagine if that hadn't happened.
And that's why I think that Unique, considering how I've seen them perform in Miramar, that they really probably were one of the biggest, not losers, but kind of they missed one of the best opportunities.
That was a shot.
That was a clippable moment. Yeah, they had every chance. I know they were kind of in the north and it was kind of flat land, but as you point out with GR Hawk kind of taking 3 members down, in my opinion, that definitely shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it was huge work from him, but it was a big shift of what happened in the rest of the game there. And this is this beautiful bit, right? You saw that nade comes out, Yannick was getting knocked down, and just good teamwork coming out from ELGIGANTEN here. But look, they had 3 players alive for quite a while, Tempest. They were looking in a really good spot. And had they not been helped out by some of these other solo players, they may have not been able to take a big win like that once they went down to 2 players. So a lot of things happening that were fortunate on their side, but they also did have the high ground for some of the longest time there. They were just poking at multiple teams for long times.
But and I think we both point out in different parts of the game. You point out at the end, I point out in the middle. They weren't peaking too much, right? They were peaking at the right moments. They were being calculatively aggressive. The second they kind of had shots fired in their direction, they peaked back down, repositioned a tiny bit, and then they reviewed their own kind of position, gone, okay, it's safe for us to look for them now. And it really paid off. Like Istanbul Wildcats, they were just sitting ducks towards the end.
That last one there was just beautiful, though. The way he managed to get that one done was just Klib turns, sees him like, oh God, takes the one shot, damage is done. Now we look at this, and it's only brute force they're going to walk away with 0 points. And that shows how crazy that Miramar got. And it is a map that ends itself up being very much like this, where we can get a lot of these individual fights coming into it in total. But 20 points there for Tempest. Huge potential actually walking away with 10 points in total. 6 kills off of that. Not bad at all from those guys. And Airstation Mike, despite being able to grab that 2nd place, will only walk away with 1 kill point because he was all alone for so long.
It's still going to help Airstation Mike's cause on the top of the table. Northern Lights having another bad result. The other teams around them not having a super amazing result, other than Istanbul Wildcats, because Huge Potential were down in the standings, as were Tempest. It's only helping that gap difference to secure the spot in the top 8 for the likes of Airstation Mike.
Well, let me go through this, right? So Airstation Mike, they have done what every team should be basically focused on doing. It's always been top 8. They went 8th on Erangel, and then on the 2nd Erangel game, they went 6th with 11 kills, and then this one just then, they managed to grab themselves a 2nd. Yes, not many kills, but they got the placement points alongside it. So it's all working out massively. But Klib, we spoke about this man over and over again throughout this game. 7 kills, but also a hell of a lot of damage alongside of it. He was putting the hurt on them in every single way.
And then, like, you see, he got 7 kills, and you got to say the next Tempest player was Hjort, getting 2 kills. But as a team, they worked so solidly together to get that chicken dinner. And this is the head-to-head between Tempest and Huge Potential. Still 1,000 damage for Huge Potential and 6 kills. That conversion rate, definitely not the worst thing in the world.
Well, it's all well and good having a huge brain, but that potential has to also be reached at the same time. So I'm down with the logo, I'm down with the style, but they didn't get it done this time around. Maybe they can when we go on to Sandhawk. That's going to be our next map when it comes to it. But Tempest, very happy with that one for sure. And I think Airstation, Mike, they're the boys that have been able to do not just the good work on the server, but they haven't even taken a win, yet their points have been growing just every single game and just on a solid pace, while Northern Lights haven't grabbed any points. They've just been struggling, and so their first place is being ripped away.
Yeah, I think it's just the right mentality from Airstation, Mike.
Yes. Well, it's time for us to take a break. As always, guys, we have one more game coming your way. It's going to be Sanhok. It's going to be my first time commentating it on PC. Don't know what could happen. It's a madness. It's the madness in the jungle, but don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys after the break.